Hello and welcome to Middle Eastern Thursday. So today, if you were to ask me, okay, Arahi, so what are 5 fragrances that I must try and add to my Middle Eastern fragrances collection? Well, these are the 5. These are 5 fragrances that honestly, from the first moment I sniffed them, I wanted to keep them all to myself. But of course, as always, I did end up sharing them with you. But these fragrances, although I had shared them with you, it took a minute for them to be hyped and go viral, but they ended up going viral. Because I'm sure you would agree with me that it seems that whenever a good Middle Eastern fragrance is launched, it almost goes viral and is hyped immediately. And then everybody knows about it and everybody smells the fragrance and they know what it is. Today, I'm going to share with you these 5 fragrances. I won't spend a lot of time on them because I've already hauled them and reviewed them here on the channel, but I just wanted to share these with you again because we are in the spring season and they are perfect for spring and summer actually. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in, and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. All right, so the first fragrance that I want to share with you today is from MAISON Asrar, which you guys know that I love their fragrances. But this one is Soirée. So Soirée is a fragrance that is quite interesting because from the beginning, I heard rumblings, people were saying that this was inspired by Nebras or that it was inspired by Eilish, by Billie Eilish. And I am here to tell you that this fragrance to me is not any of those 2 fragrances whatsoever. On the contrary, if I recall correctly, when I first reviewed it here on the channel, I told you that this was giving me more like Escapade Gourmand vibes. Now, I am going to repeat that it's more like Escapade Gourmand. This to me, I don't think was really inspired by Escapade Gourmand. This one has been sitting in my collection for several months now. And I can tell you that while the vanilla does remind me quite a bit of the way that Escapade Gourmand has the vanilla, they are really not the same fragrance. I think that this is pretty much a standalone fragrance because I don't get truly any of those 3 fragrances in a significant way that allows me to really believe that this fragrance was inspired by any of them. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. In my opinion, the beauty of this fragrance is the way that they have mixed together yellow florals and white florals and purple florals. And all together, they work together beautifully to give us a pretty exquisite floral fruity gourmand that you could wear just any season of the year for any occasion, day or night, and that is going to get you a ton of compliments. This fragrance is sweet. It is fruity and a bit nutty, but all in all, what I pick up on the most are those purple and yellow florals, even more than the white florals, if you can believe that. But there are all 3 types of florals in this fragrance. But when I tell you this is an exquisitely done fragrance that I really wish that I would have not had to share to begin with, because I just wanted to keep it all to myself. Let us know, have you tried Soirée? Is this one that reminds you of anything? And if so, what does it remind you of? How do you feel about this fragrance? So this next fragrance, guys, oh my goodness, this is such an incredibly beautiful and different fragrance. And it's coming out of the house of Swiss Arabian, which you guys know that I love their fragrances too. But I have to tell you that my favorite fragrance right now from Swiss Arabian is Tobacco 01. Guys, if you are a tobacco fragrances lover, and listen to me carefully, if you are not a tobacco fragrances lover, this is a fragrance that I encourage you to please get your nose on because you may very well get addicted to it. When I tell you that this is truly truly an exquisitely done fragrance. Now, we know that Swiss Arabian does fragrances in a very exquisite way. There are so many hits coming out of that house, right? I mean, the entire Shahaf collection is just a delight, but there's so many other fragrances. But when I tell you that Tobacco 01, once it came into my life, it just took over. And the more I allow this fragrance to sit, the more I fall in love with it, the more obsessed I become with it. Now, this is a fragrance that truly is all about the tobacco, but at that, the tobacco is so smooth that I'm telling you, even if you don't enjoy a tobacco fragrance, you may very well end up addicted to this one. Now, something that I do want to get out of the way is I have heard, a couple of people comment that this fragrance is side effect, initio side effect. No, absolutely not. I do not get side effect at all from this fragrance. And the first time I heard that, I was so curious that I did a side-by-side comparison. And I am telling you, this is definitely not side effect. This fragrance is sweet, very ambery, and of course it has that note of tobacco, but that tobacco has been mixed with like the note of honey. Now, if you remember my dedicated review of this fragrance, because I have a dedicated review, that's how much I loved it from the get-go. It's like I did compare it, or I did speak to you a little bit about Tobacco Honey from Guerlain, because many people would automatically think there's tobacco, there's honey, and while there are similar vibes, these two fragrances are truly not the same. Now, the honey note here has been done in such a beautiful way, and it mixes to perfection with that tobacco note. The tobacco, to my nose, is not very dry. It is quite smooth, and it is definitely sweetened by that honey note. There's also a bit of fruitiness here, with an exquisite note of plum and also like an apple. And the apple that I get in this one is not a green apple, it's more like a red apple. But when I tell you that this is a fragrance that is going to get you addicted and is also going to get you a ton of compliments. The next fragrance that I want to share with you, and of course I'm removing my little fingerprints, is from Ministry of Gourmand. And you may recall, I have a dedicated review for this fragrance here on the channel, and you may recall that when I first hauled it, I loved it so much that I decided to reschedule a video that was already scheduled just to bring you a dedicated review of this fragrance and another one that came out with it. But today, I just want to talk to you about this fragrance that truly, if I could have kept this one to myself, I would have. And this is from Ministry of Gourmand, and this is Coconut Lagoon. Now, there was no way that I was going to have this lineup today, being in the midst of the spring season and heading towards summer, and not bring up Coconut Lagoon, because this fragrance is truly exceptional. And I'm starting to sound like a broken record with it, because every time I have a lineup where I can include it, I do. Now, let me start by saying that I've heard that this one maybe was inspired by Creed Virgin Island water. And I am here to tell you that I just don't get that at all. This to me is a standalone fragrance. I don't even think that it's even a twist. They each have their own place within my fragrance collection, and I just don't think that they're the same. This fragrance is truly exceptional. If you are a coconut lover, you really need to get your nose on it if you haven't already, or just add it to your collection. I promise you, you will not regret it. This is an exquisite blend of watermelon and coconut and vanilla. But this is a fragrance that, while it does have a touch of a tropical vibe to it, is not a fragrance that I think that you should only wear or pull if you're going on holiday to a tropical location or when the weather is hot. This is a fragrance that you can layer with, but it's also a fragrance that stands on its own beautifully. So since I know someone is going to ask me in the comment section, I can tell you that when I compared this fragrance with Creed Virgin Island water, I am not getting that ginger that I pick up on clearly in Virgin Island water. And this is a fragrance also that is not boozy. While I do pick up on that boozy note, I think it's rum, that we have in Virgin Island water. So I'm telling you, and there's other differences. I just don't think that these two fragrances are the same at all. And I also don't think that this one was inspired by it. But all in all, Coconut Lagoon is a fragrance that, I repeat, to me stands on its own. And I wish I would have kept it to myself, but of course I had to share it with you. I know many of you have picked it up, so please let us know in the comments section how you feel about Coconut Lagoon, and do you think is it good for the spring and summer season? All right, so the time has come for me to share the winner of our 15K giveaway number 1. You may recall that last Thursday I did announce this giveaway, and I shared with you that it would be several Middle Eastern fragrances. So today I will be sharing with you the winner of this giveaway. And just as a reminder, the winner will receive 3 Middle Eastern fragrances. The first one being Lattafa Sublime, and this one is Cotton Rouge. The second fragrance is going to be from KHADLAJ, and this one is Cream Velvet. And the third fragrance that the winner will also receive is from Paris Corner, and this one is Marshmallow Blush. Now, just to be clear, these fragrances are paid out of my own coin. They are not PR. I have my own bottles. So these were fragrances that I ordered for this specific giveaway. So let's take a look at who is the lucky fam member that won this prize. Congratulations. I am so happy for you. I know that you are going to really enjoy these 3 fragrances. Now, just remember to reach out to me via Instagram. Send me a DM with your shipping information so I can get these fragrances right out to you. But fam, don't go away yet, because today I have a surprise for you. So please just keep on watching. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you is one that, when I first hauled it here on the channel, my reaction was just surreal because I fell in love with it immediately. And I have talked about this fragrance here on the channel several times. Just remember, if you want the full review on any of these fragrances, just enter the name of the fragrance in the search bar on my channel page, and any video where I have talked about these fragrances will pop up. But this next one that I want to share with you, oh my goodness, this one is so special. This is from Al Watania, and this one is Lazuli. Now, Lazuli is a fragrance that was inspired by Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, which is a fragrance that I love, but the performance really leaves a bit to be desired. But here, you do not have that issue. And when I tell you this fragrance, this is just so beautiful and perfect for the spring and summer season. In addition to that, I do find Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford itself to lean a bit to the masculine side, even though I still wear it because I love it and that doesn't really bother me. But this one to me is truly unisex. This is a fragrance that is quite citrusy, bordering on zesty at times. And here you're going to find the note of lemon, and you're going to have some blood orange and mandarin, if I recall correctly. You're also going to get a good dose of white florals, but within the white florals, the star is definitely the neroli. This is a fragrance that to me is specifically perfect for the spring and summer season. I think warm weather is where this fragrance will really give you its best, and its magic will work to capture your heart and get you quite obsessed. I can also tell you that the neroli in this fragrance is quite stronger than the neroli that you'll find in Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, in case you were wondering, because you do have to be a fan of that note in order to really enjoy this fragrance, regardless of if it's in this one or in the Tom Ford one. Truly, the neroli is the star. All in all, guys, this is such an incredible fragrance, and this is definitely one that I wish I would have kept to myself. But you know, a lot of people are aware of Neroli Portofino and love that fragrance. I just thought that it was important that I shared it with you to begin with, because the performance is quite incredible. And now that it's had a chance to sit in my collection, I'm telling you, on my skin, this is a beast mode fragrance, and it is such a high compliment getter. All right, so I only have one more fragrance to share with you from this lineup, and I think it's time for a little surprise. I just wanted to announce that there is another Middle Eastern fragrance giveaway. Yes, this is a bonus giveaway, and it will only apply to Middle Eastern fragrances. So the winner of this giveaway will be, of course, receiving a brand new bottle of Pink Crush. This is my bottle, and this will be the bottle of the winner. Now, in order for you to participate in this giveaway, all you have to do is, of course, subscribe to the channel, turn on all the notifications so you're aware of when I upload a video. And of course, you can check it out to see if that's where I announce the winner. Then also follow me on Instagram, because that is where I'm going to need you to go and reach out to me via DM with your shipping information so I can get your prize right out to you. And last but not least, and very important, leave a comment in this video telling us why you love Middle Eastern fragrances. Good luck to all. And again, I want to say thank you for helping me reach this incredible 15K milestone. Okay, so the last fragrance that I want to share with you today from my lineup of Middle Eastern fragrances that I really wanted to gatekeep, which means I really didn't want to share them, but I did share them with you, but I wish that we could have just kept it between us. So this one is from Paris Corner, and it's Hibisco Nirvana. So Hibisco Nirvana, as I'm sure you know, is a fragrance that is supposed to be inspired by Maison Crivelli's Hibiscus Mahajad. Now, that is a fragrance that I own and that I love. And I have to tell you that there are definite similarities, but let's not talk about that. Let's just focus on the standalone beauty of this fragrance. This is a fragrance that has some beautiful florals. It has a touch of fruitiness, and it is definitely like a cross between fresh and soft spicy. This is not what I would call a fresh fragrance, but that spiciness brings a bit of freshness, believe it or not. But the note, the dominant note in that spicy accord is definitely the note of cinnamon. Is it an overpowering or too strong cinnamon? No, it is not. Now, I do have a review here on the channel of this fragrance, but I do want to remind you that, in my opinion, this is truly a unisex fragrance. It's not one that leans to the masculine side. That's the beauty of Hibisco Nirvana, in my opinion, compared to the OG. But putting that aside, this is a fragrance that you can wear all throughout the year for pretty much any occasion, day or night. I would just not take it to the gym, because this fragrance has stellar performance and can be a bit too intense for situations where you're expecting to perspire or sweat or work out and stuff like that. This is not a fragrance that I would use for that, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, you can use it for just about anything in any season of the year. Let us know, have you tried Hibisco Nirvana? What are your thoughts about it? So we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that this was enjoyable for you, because those are 5 fragrances that some of them I have not heard many people talk about, just a couple of them, but the others definitely went viral. And I have to tell you that those are 5 fragrances that I really would have loved to just keep to myself and not have to share. I mean, of course, I'm always going to share with you, but I didn't want just everybody to know about them. And it seems that everybody does. But anyway, those are all great fragrances. Let us know if you've tried any of them and your thoughts. As always, guys, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.